Hello all our audiences. This is Jados TV as usual. I'm Jados, teacher of mathematics in the secondary school. Okay, today our module is a planning for mathematics instructions. We will work or we'll see many things in this module. How to prepare instructional objectives for math and many others. Let's start on planning for maths instructions as you see in your screen. Firstly is setting mathematical objectives. Instructional objectives must be in terms of behavior, running, precise, specific, measurable, achievement, relevant, and time bound. In abbreviation, we say that it is a SMART. They should reflect different levels of functioning knowledge in three categories. We have technical or computational, the level of mobilizable or application, and the level of available, which is comprehension. This is three categories. Common format of objectives. This is how we have to form objectives. Objectives must have subject, verb, and the object. Here on subject, we have student or learner. On verb, we can use will, should, might, demonstrate. And on object, we have the student will, student should, or student might. The verbs precise the student's activity or the cognitive process category, adapted from the original Bloom's taxonomy. I think all of us, we know what we call Bloom. Bloom has discovered taxonomy of educational objectives. We have 6 cognitive process categories. And the other thing you have to know is that Bloom taxonomy had 3 domains. We have 3 domains. The first one is cognitive, affective, and the psychomotor. Here, let's continue with 6 cognitive process categories. It means we start on cognitive process. Cognitive domain of educational objectives. We have Bloom's taxonomy and the reversed. We start on knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And when there was a reversed, we have remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Question here: is there a difference between content and knowledge? Content is a subject matter specific. If we focus on content, then we don't need as many taxonomies as there are subject matters. Example, one of science, one of history, etc. Bloom's taxonomy summarizes the levels of knowledge from any content. And the content exists outside the student. Teaching activity is a means to get the content inside the student. When content gets inside the student, it becomes knowledge. This transformation of content to knowledge takes place through the activities processes used by student. Here we have content versus knowledge. Difference between content and knowledge. Are they the same or are they the difference? Cognitive process or action verbs. We have remember, understand, recognizing, recording, interpreting, expressing, classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, and explaining. And here we have action verb we used when you are testing or when you are evaluating application and the analysis. Executing, implementing, differentiating, organizing, attributing, checking, critiquing, generating, planning, and producing. We have 4 types of knowledge. We have 4 types of knowledge. We have factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedure knowledge, and the metacognitive knowledge. What is factual knowledge? The interrelationships among the basic elements within a larger structure that enable them to function together. And no, this is a conceptual knowledge. No. And factual knowledge that is the basic elements students must know to be acquainted with discipline or solve problem in it. Procedure knowledge. How to do something, methods of inquiry, and the criteria for using skills, algorithms, techniques, and methods. Metacognitive knowledge. Knowledge of cognition in general as well as awareness and knowledge of one's own cognition. The following is the taxonomy table of knowledge. Let's look on this taxonomy table of knowledge. In this column we have in this column 1 we have types of knowledge, factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedure knowledge, and the metacognitive knowledge. And let's continue with affective domain of knowledge. If you say affective domain of knowledge, it refers to dealing with things emotionally such as feeling, values, appreciation, and attitudes. It considers receiving phenomena or awareness, responding to phenomena, active participation, varying organization, internalizing values, anger, or characterization. This is what we call affective domain of knowledge. And the third category is psychomotor domain of knowledge. It involves physical movement, coordination, and use of the motor skill areas. Development of these skills require practice and is measured in terms of speed, precision, distance, procedures, or techniques in execution. In this psychomotor domain of knowledge, it includes perception, set or readiness, guided response, mechanism, complex overt response, complex and beta movement, adaptation or modification to fit special requirements, and orientation. Second, let we continue with assessment in mathematics. How to assess in mathematics when you are teaching mathematics, how you can assess your students, what are kinds of assessment you have to give to them etc. Overall, assessment in math is used to monitor curriculum implementation. It is gathering information on what students know, what they can do, and what their disposition are. It is integral part of instruction. Point. Effective assessment of school math should reflect the math that students should know and be able to do the following: to enhance math learning, to promote equity, to be open process, promote valid reference, and be coherent process. To increase reliability, the following should be eliminated from test items. Questions that discriminate or distinguish between children whose abilities are different. In order to increase reliability, you have to eliminate this one. You have to eliminate those questions with discriminate or distinguish between children whose abilities are different, and the questions that are frequently misunderstood by children. Also, it can be eliminated in order to increase reliability. And questions that give advantage to some children on basis of factors other than those being tested. The following guidelines should be used when constructing tests. Avoid wording that cause confusion or ambiguity. Avoid tricky questions. Generate independent solution questions. Set questions that cover as much of the learning as possible. Set questions that have convergent solution. Require students to attempt all questions. Arrange questions according to the level of difficulty. Before setting a test, a list of topics and concepts to be tested, a table of specification is useful in determining which skills have been tested. And many teachers or many educators, they don't know how to use specification table or what is it. Okay, let's continue with steps in preparing the table of specification. Steps in preparing the table of specification. The first step, list down the topics covered for inclusion in the test. The second one, determine the objectives to be assessed by the test. Third, specify the number of days per hour spent for teaching a particular topic. 4. Determine a percentage allocation of the test items. For each of the topics covered, the formula applied is as follows. The formula of determining percentage allocation of items equal to total number of days per hour spent over total number of hours per day spent teaching the topics. Example: Miss Gracia utilized 10 hours for teaching the unity on the pre-Spanish Philippines. She spent 2 hours in teaching the topic El Filipinos and their society. What percentage of test items should she allocate for the topic? Percentage for the topic equal to 2/10, which is equal to 0.2, which is equal to 20%. 5. Determine the number of items for each topic. This can be done by multiplying the percentage allocation for each topic. This can be done by multiplying the percentage allocation of each topic by total number of items to be constructed. Example: Mrs. Glacier decided the preparation of 50-item test on the unit pre-Spanish Philippines. How many items should she write for the El Filipinos and their society? 50. You have to take 50 items times 0.2, which is equal to 10 items. Mm-hmm. 6. Distribute the numbers to the objectives. The number of items allocated for each objective depend on the degree of importance attached by teacher to it. This is a table of specification: topic, knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, and the total. After specification table, let's continue with introduction on 5 A's as instructional model. Okay. How to instruct learner-centered, inquiry-based effectively. Designed this model is in the middle 1980. This model is widely used and tested in education. Engage and or excite. This is the first phase in this 5 is this is the first phase. In engage, how much paint does a painter need to decorate your bedroom walls and ceiling? Look at this jar. Can you rephrase this problem? Can you turn this into mathematical questions? How can you know much paint you need? Take close a look at the instructions on the paint. How much paint is in this jar? How much surface can you paint? We have the rephrase the problem. What is the total surface area of your bedroom that needed to be painted? Imagine your room. What sort of polyhedron does your room looks like? What is the difference between the surface area of keyboard and the area that must be painted? So can rephrase the question with the limitation or the surface of the floor to the key questions. Okay, here in the engage phase, as teacher, you have to engage your learners. You have to help your learners to formulate the key questions. All those are key questions, but they can be formulated by your students, your learners. Firstly, engage them. And the activities in this phase, engage or excite. Result, this phase is a key questions I told you above. These are the key questions of the lesson effectiveness of the engage decide phase. Examples: what is the surface area of keyboard? These are the questions that can engage your learners. Okay. The second phase is explore. How to explore your learners. How to help your learners to explore. Explore first. Look at the model of keyboard representing our room. Draw 3D model on your paper. How many faces, edges, and vertices? Label each vertex with ABC. Paint out length, height, width. Draw elaborate net of keyboard. Tip: look at the 3D model in a keyboard and you have to unfold all those activities in this phase. Those are activities which can help learners to explore in the lesson. Teachers and learners activities in the explore phase. Students' build own understanding of key questions often involves a group work or demonstration. As concrete as possible, the teacher collect insight on students' ideas, initiate learning activities, ask scaffolding guiding questions, and give the learners time and the opportunity to investigate materials or models. The third one is explain phase. One brings it's a drawing and the formula. Drawings on the formula to the front of class. Other groups compare the result and look at. Okay, here we have many ideas from explore phase. One group gives an explanation, other groups listen and help to improve. Here teacher helps by questioning if necessary and introduce scientific, mathematical, technological explanation in direct, explicit and the formal manner. Okay, let's continue with teachers and learners activities in explaining phase. Elaborate phase. This is how. In the elaborate phase, this is a phase where teachers help learners to know how to use acquired knowledge or skills in real life situations, and also how to connect with the prior knowledge. The last one in the 5 phase is the evaluate phase. In the evaluate phase, back to the starting problem: how much paint do we need if our room is 2 or 5 meter high and the floor is 5 meter by 4 meters? Reflection questions: in reality we need less paint than calculated, and why? And what aspect to use in each step? Look on this, and I'm coming back to continue as soon as possible. Let's continue with models and animations and also simulations objectives. Explain the importance of using models, simulations, and animations in the teaching and learning of mathematics. Appropriately incorporate models, simulations, and the animations into classroom instructions. Introduction. What is a model? Draw individually square with side edge, which is edge greater than 0, a by score. Reflecting on your drawings, what are the difference between the drawing and the real object? Among the drawings, which one can represent the reality? What is a model? A physical phenomena is always a complex. To understand them, we reduce them to their essential parts, and the models are simplified representation of reality. Not all models are scientific. Starting a lesson start from reality. Types of mathematical models you have: quantitative, equation based, predict the future state of the phenomena. You can have physical math times acceleration, y equal ax plus b, y equal ax square b square plus c. These are types of mathematical models. Models should be validated. Do the predictions correspond to the evidence? If yes, model is the best we have until now. If no, model is rejected. Instead of modeling, often just adapt existing model. How to use models in the classroom.